I don't chase. I attract. See one level the hidden code of attraction. What if everything you've been taught about success is a lie? What if chasing your dreams is exactly what's pushing them away? The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It doesn't reward hustle born from fear. It listens to alignment, not exhaustion. To frequency, not effort. You've been told, work harder, run faster, push more. But what if the real secret was to slow down? To become so magnetic, the things you want can't help but find you. That's the power behind 5 simple words. I don't chase. I attract. But what does that actually mean? Is it just another pretty quote for Instagram? Or is it a portal to bending your reality? Let me show you. Because once you understand what's behind those words, you'll never look at reality the same way again. Chasing is a signal of lack. When you chase something, you're sending a signal to the universe, I don't have this yet. And the universe? It's a mirror. It doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. So when you operate from lack, you attract more situations that confirm that lack. You become a magnet for delay, frustration, and burnout. Every time you say, I need this, you push it further away. Because the frequency of need is the opposite of the frequency of having. So what happens when you stop chasing? The energy shift that changes everything. The moment you stop chasing, you shift from lack to wholeness. You tell the universe, I trust. And trust is magnetic. It's calm, grounded, radiant. Imagine walking into a room with no anxiety, no attachment, just presence. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. Your energy becomes a silent invitation. You don't beg. You don't force. You become the source. And everything starts moving toward you, like rivers drawn to gravity. But how do you actually step into that energy? The blueprint of alignment. Alignment isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic. You attract when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony. When your internal world feels like a match for the external reality you desire. So instead of forcing outcomes, you focus on your frequency. You ask, what version of me already lives that life? And then, you become that version. You embody her energy before she arrives. That's the cheat code. And here's where the quantum begins to bend. Quantum magnetism is real in quantum physics. Your observation shapes reality. Energy responds to expectation. When you believe something is already yours, your reality begins to organize around that belief. This isn't magic. It's mechanics. Every thought you think emits a frequency. And frequencies attract their match. So when you say I don't chase, I attract, you're not just saying words. You're casting spells. You're programming the field. But there's something even deeper most people miss. Your nervous system is the gateway. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe with abundance, you'll reject it, every time. No matter how many affirmations you say, if your body is still stuck in survival, you'll keep manifesting resistance. So the first layer of attraction isn't mindset, it's regulation. When you breathe, when you rest, when you feel grounded in the present, you tell your entire system, it's safe to receive. And that safety opens the floodgates. That's when you stop surviving and start magnetizing. Stillness is a signal too. In a world obsessed with doing, stillness is rebellion. And that rebellion is powerful. When you become still, you tune into the whispers of intuition. You hear what hustle drowns out. Ideas, clarity, synchronicities, they all live in the silence. Stillness is not laziness. It's strategy. It's in the stillness where attraction accelerates. Because the universe doesn't knock on noisy doors. It whispers where there's space to listen. So how do you create that space every day? Rituals that rewire your reality. Wake up and feel it before it's real. Speak to yourself like it already exists. Every morning, say, I am the version of me who already has it. Move like her. Dress like her. Decide like her. Not because you're faking it, but because you're claiming it. Your ritual becomes a reminder. Your identity becomes a magnet. And soon, the world around you has no choice but to catch up. But the final secret isn't about what you do, it's about what you release. Letting go is the final test. Attraction requires space. And space only comes when you let go. Let go of the timelines. Let go of the doubts. Let go of needing proof before you believe. The universe moves fastest when you're unattached. When you trust so deeply, you don't need to see it to know it's coming. Letting go isn't giving up, it's opening up. It's saying, I no longer chase, because I know what's mine is finding me. And now that you understand this frequency, you're ready for the final truth. You are the magnet, you are not separate from what you want. You are the frequency it already responds to. The dream life? It's not out there. It's encoded in who you're becoming. You don't need to beg the universe. You are the universe, expressing itself in human form. So say it now, one more time, like you mean it. I don't chase. I attract. I align. I receive. I trust. I become. And if this truth woke something up inside you, just know, this is only the beginning.